Da-da-da-da. 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 I'm back, by the way. So I've been brainstorming about, hey, I should wait till late August to bring back the channel, or, I should look at the next step. I should look at what I'm doing. But then I decided not too long ago that, why am I delaying? I was looking at possibly getting Licked music. There's a website called Licked where you can license official music, and I was looking at that as maybe like get Sabrina Carpenter to open these videos, or I was looking at Motorhead because We Are Motorhead sounds awesome, and I think that would be a good thing for a show to open with. But then I'm just overcomplicating it because you guys are here to hear about physical media, and by sitting there until late August, I'm kind of neglecting everything happening with physical media at the moment. So I'm just going to dive right in and say I have been following the Sony stuff. I have been following what's happening with Sony, with the PlayStation, and my gosh, what a complete shit show is going on with Sony. I mean, we are now in an era where the PlayStation 6 might not even have a disk drive when it comes out. And I did make a video about it, but it's got way worse since then. Sony's kind of sitting on the fence, not really wanting to post much, and every post I've seen from Sony has been spammed and blown up with all discs, and hey, this movie will be great on disc, and hey, the good thing about Spider-Man coming out? It will be a disc, great on disc. So physical media is definitely an interest, and I think what happened with Sony is it brought a lot of interest back to physical media. Because here's what I want to show you. I bought a Sony game. Sorry, I bought a Sony game because it was cheap enough, and I just had to get it because I've been meaning to play this game for a while. I know it's on PlayStation Plus, but I wanted to have it on disc. Now, the reason I bought this was because I was looking at this game for a while. As I said, it's on PlayStation Network. It's on whatever. I can get it for free if I wanted to. But I want the disc. I want this piece of physical media. I want the disc. And the thing that I understand about Hogwarts Legacy is that the whole game is contained on the disc. Now, I was also going to buy Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the resynced. I was going to buy it. But my understanding is that that whole game is not contained on the disc. You have to do a download, and you're not allowed to play it until you do that download. So technically, it's not a standalone disc copy like this might be. You need to go and download something. You need to buy something online. You need to do something. Either way, it requires the internet. Now, with the way Sony's going, I don't think I can trust a game to be completely offline. I don't trust that I can... there was a story I heard recently about a man had his PlayStation account taken off him, and he had to sue them to get it back because all these digital games were taken off him. So I'm not exaggerating by saying I want the whole thing on the disc. If I'm getting the disc, if I'm buying the disc version, I want the whole thing on the disc. Because what's happening right now is Sony have showed us they are moving away from physical media. You can spam as much as you want, but it's Sony. They're not going to change course unless they're not selling anything. Unless the PlayStation sales fall through the ground and nobody's buying PlayStation anymore, I don't see them changing course. And let's face it, the casuals are not going to say, I'm not buying PlayStations anymore. They will continue to buy PlayStation. They will buy it digitally. Physical media collectors are the minority. Now, people say, hey, there's a stat out there that 80% of players do buy a disc copy. Yes, great. That is a great stat. But the minority, the way the world is going, people love digital. People are going digital more and more. So to say that, hey, our physical media copies, which does take money to produce, it does take money to put onto a disc. You're buying a disc. You're buying something that physically has to be made, that has to be pressed, that has to be written to, that has to be essentially quality controlled. There is a lot of stuff here that needs to happen. So it's more of a quality assurance. Hey, you're buying a disc, it should work. Now, that wasn't the case with Cyberpunk when it first came out, but this is the other thing. Preservation is good as well. If I wanted to go back and play the original Spider-Man game for the PS4, the original one with the character model that looks more like Andrew Garfield, the new one, the updated version, the remastered, looks a bit too much like Tom Holland. If I wanted to play the original character model, that's only available on the PS4 disc now, unless you download it through the PS4 online version. I know they have an online version still there. You can download it and it has that original character model. But let's say they pull that copy from all distribution. The way to play that now, you have to have the disc. And that's what happened with the GTA trilogy. Now, I had the GTA trilogy. I bought it when it was the PS2 Classics. They pulled that when they did the PS4 remastered trilogy, you know, the trilogy, what was it? The Definitive Collection. Now, they pulled that. I still have it because I downloaded it to my hard drive, obviously, but I also understand that that could be taken off me at any time. So when I'm looking at games that I'm looking at buying now, like, you know, Resynced, I was going to buy Assassin's Creed Resynced. When the whole game is not on the disc, I'm less likely to buy it. And that's the same with Halo. I have heard Halo requires a download to play that game, and then you have to link it to Microsoft accounts and all this other stuff. So I was going to buy Halo, but I decided not to as well, because it would just be cool to play Halo on a PS5. I just want to have the whole thing of saying, I played Halo on a PS5. Because I'm a bit of, I don't know if you guys realize, I'm kind of a bit of a troll on these things, but I just want to say it, you know? But also, I want a disc copy that is contained on the disc. A lot of my physical media collection, and oh, by the way, welcome back to my physical media collection! Look at it! Isn't it beautiful? When I was doing the move, obviously the physical media collection had to go first. I had to get stuff out, fold it down into paper bags, and I will say the paper bag method was about 90% successful. Some handles did break, none fell down and spilled everywhere, none of that happened, because I was very aware that, hey, these are very delicate, these bags. I'm carrying it with both hands, I'm carrying one on top to carry the handles, and I've got one hand underneath to make sure that it doesn't drop. That's the way to do it. Now, people were saying, when you're doing 3 at a time, it's going to rip and you're going to risk damaging everything. I was very aware of it. I had no issues. But I know that people are like, no, I wouldn't do that method. I would do a box. If I can afford a box, I will do a box. And great. Everyone, each in their own. If you need to move with boxes, fine. If I do it with bags and they're very easily recyclable, very easily reusable, that's what I did. But my physical media collection's back. And as you can tell, I kind of like things on a disc. Now, a reason for that as well, we are being forced to buy things twice. And hear me out. If you want to watch a disc, right? If you want to watch a disc, it's available to you. Obviously, the UB820, my physical media player, has, and that's Panasonic UB820. I know that's going for like $1,000 now. Because as production of players start to go down, obviously this technology is going to get more expensive. That's just kind of how the market works, you know? We saw the same thing with VHS players. They were very low for a while. Then towards the end of their lifespan, they went up a little bit because they were very hard to manufacture. And obviously when factories shut down, when less people are in the market, the remaining players can have to put their things up to cover costs because lasers and all that other stuff. But I have my physical media player. I also have my PS5 with a disc drive, because I have a disc drive in my PS5. It's the original PS5. It's not any of those ones with the stripes on the side. I have the originals. But anyways, I like a good disc copy. I've got a lot of discs here. The good thing about a disc, and I know this is going to be discouraged, but it is not piracy. I have been doing something where if I want to watch a disc late overnight and I don't want to put the disc in the player, let's say it's a commonly watched thing, like I just want to watch Breaking Bad. Like I'll get Breaking Bad from over here because it's all in the same room. I'm not ready to show you the whole setup because there's a lot of stuff still kind of getting set up here. But I will grab these and show you. Let's say I want to watch Breaking Bad because I've recently ripped these with Make MKV. Let's say I want to watch Breaking Bad late one night, and I just want to watch it. I don't want to have to sit there and say, oh, these 4 episodes have ended. I don't want to put in the next disc. Now, these I consider the masters. These are what I consider my master copies. Now, they're not the master copies that Sony have or whatever. Is it Sony distribution? Sony and AMC have. They're not the masters, but they are a master, my master, the one I go to access the media. But let's say I just wanted to watch Breaking Bad late one night, and I just wanted to watch it. It's my own copy. I'm not distributing it. I'm not putting it out online. I'm not essentially giving it to anyone. It's for personal enjoyment. What I've been doing is putting them on a Kodi Raspberry Pi. I've put Kodi Libre Elect, I think it's called, onto this. And then I just put the TV show on there. If I rip it, I just put it on there and I'm like, okay, I'm guessing I'm watching Breaking Bad. Put all of Breaking Bad on a hard drive. This is just a Seagate 4 terabyte. I have a lot of storage, so this isn't an issue. This is an older drive. And the thing with using an old drive for a Kodi is, in the event if it crashes, I don't really need to run out and be panicking if I lose a 26 terabyte one, because I was looking at getting a 26 terabyte WD desktop drive, but it's so expensive at the moment. But I was looking at that and I was like, okay, if a 4 terabyte goes down, realistically, I'm only rewatching Breaking Bad, maybe a few movies they're my favorite movies. I might put them on here, just watch it that way. And then I don't need to put the disc in so often, you know. The wear on the disc is what I'm trying to reduce at the moment. And I do like putting a disc in there. Sometimes I will be like, nah, I'm not going to watch it on Kodi. I'm actually going to take the time to get Breaking Bad out of here and put it in the player and put it in, watch it that way. I like the old school ways. The old school ways work. They're fine. But obviously that creates wear on the disc. You know, obviously you're using it more. There's a risk of taking it out of the case and it getting a scratch. There's more risk. But I'm looking at that as a master copy and more everyday stuff. If I wanted to just watch Breaking Bad through, I have my Kodi server. Well, it's not a server, it's just, I've set it up as a standalone. I don't like it connected to the internet. I just like it as a standalone box. But I think it works. I've got a few old TV shows on there as well, just because I can't watch them on streaming anywhere. Like, I think Skippy I've got on there because I can't watch that via any other method. I think it's available on like 9 now, or whoever has the rights to it. I don't know who has Skippy's rights at the moment, but I don't know where they are. I don't know who has them, but I can't find them. But either way, I like a good physical media copy. So when I look at Sony's whole thing with the PlayStation, I want the whole thing on the disc. And this is what I want to keep coming back to. When I buy a PlayStation collection, and I will show you my PlayStation 5 collection, I folded down my PS4 collection, my PS3 collection. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with folding things down because it saves room and I've never had a scratch and I like it. But if I have things here, if I have a Sony collection right here, and I've also got Hogwarts, I put Hogwarts back in there as well. If I have a physical media collection, there's all my games there. You can see them all. Got a lot of WWE there because one thing with WWE, I'm going to say this right now, they pull their games at the end of each year on digital. If you don't have 2K22, try to buy it right now on the PlayStation Store. You can't access that anymore. You can't buy it. Realistically, if you didn't buy it during that initial release window, because you can download it, my understanding is you can download it if you bought it during that window. You can still download it. They have to let you do it. But if you didn't buy it during that window, that's been pulled from the store, you can't buy it. It's not available for purchase anymore. So I have older games of WWE because I just like to have them. This one I haven't opened yet, but I am going to open it at some point. I need to play through the wrestling games. I've been meaning to do it. But I do have a lot of games here. The reason for that is because I do want to have copies that I don't need to play online. Now, I know some of these might require a day one patch or whatever I can do, but I like the option of, hey, if the internet goes down, these discs should work. I mean, there's no reason why I should take The Last of Us and that shouldn't work. There's no reason why I should take Astrobot, which I haven't opened and I've been meaning to play it. I am meaning to play it. There's no reason why I should take Astrobot and it shouldn't work. Ghost of Tsushima, I should say. I've been meaning to play it for the longest time. I need to play it. I know I need to play it. But it's just the thing of, hey, if I want to play it, there it is. Bang. I don't need to do a day one patch. Hopefully I don't. I know some things require it. But also, there's a lot of stuff. Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't know what that game is, but I got it cheap enough. I'm sure I got it cheap enough. So I bought it, you know. I bought it a while back, a long time ago. And I think the whole thing's contained on disk. There's nothing that says it requires internet. It says network features. It says 50 gigs minimum. But it's contained on a disk from my understanding. When I say something that requires a download to play, I'm a bit more cautious of it now, just because of where Sony has come out the past month. And then we had that network outage, and I'm aware of the network outage, that what happened was the network outage with Sony, it went down for a couple of days. And this basically stopped people from being able to access their copies from my understanding. Now, I didn't play during that era because I'm just kind of like a bit over Sony at the moment. Realistically, I only went on there to spin the lucky wheel on GTA, and they've even taken that away from Australia at the moment. So I'll tell you a bit about that. GTA have had to block gambling features in GTA Online because there's a law in Australia, which honestly, I'm okay with. Like, yeah, okay, I can't spin the lucky wheel, fair enough. But the cars are kind of trash anyways. They've been putting on those podiums anyways. And yeah, you might get an extra 50,000 per day or whatever. But so often it's just like you get clothes on there or you'll get some RP. And yes, there is a way to get around that. There was a way to get around it if you know the method. I'm not going to tell you how because I don't want Rockstar to get all angry with me. But also, I can get around, if I wanted to spin the lucky wheel, there is a way around it as well. I can still do it. And people are like, oh, but Australia can't access it. I can still access it if I wanted to. And I am able to do it. Now, obviously, it's a little thing called a VPN, but a lot of people are scared of that word. But if you wanted to, I can still spin the lucky wheel. I can still access the features if I want. I just obviously say, hey, our closest relatives, our closest country is New Zealand. Hey, I'm in New Zealand. And because it's in the same region, I don't think it raises any issues. It doesn't update the store or anything. But it tells PlayStation and Sony and GTA Online that, hey, this console is now reading as in New Zealand. Well, let's let them have access to those features. Now, would I prefer the gambling features be open to everyone? Yes. I think stopping an R18 game from accessing features when you can still go in and gamble your real money while you're 18 is a bit telling of where the government's priorities are. But also, look, kids play these games, and I know they're not supposed to play these games. It's an R18 game, but people do let their kids play these games. And also, gambling is very addictive. So if it gets people, hey, I get a taste for gambling on GTA Online, and then, hey, I want to go to the real casino now and spend real money, I think it's a good sign that, hey, we do care about where this could impact. Now, people have said, oh, but you can do other things in GTA. It's like, how come they're on a moral compass? Has nothing to do with Rockstar, has everything to do with the law, has everything to do with the government. So I don't think blaming Rockstar in this instance is them saying they are wrong. I think it's more of a sign of they are making adjustments to cooperate with the Australian laws. But as I said, there's ways around it. I'm not stressing about it. I know how to get around it. But also, I don't really care for the lucky wheel, honestly. The only reason I was locking into GTA Online each day was to spin that lucky wheel. And honestly, this might break that tether between me and GTA Online. As we talk about Sony is blocking physical media, as we talk about, hey, you're not going to be able to get your discs, but while people still say that, they're going and spinning the lucky wheel each day and getting those player stats up. Those monthly players for that PlayStation hang their hat on. I am looking at reducing my overall use of PlayStation. I'm looking at reducing my overall use of how much I play the PlayStation 5. Now, obviously, that will change when GTA 6 comes out. I might not even buy GTA 6 on release. I want to see if they do a disc copy. They might wait a year. They might wait a couple of months. I probably will buy it on day one. I probably just will buy the digital and play it. Just because I want to play it, you know. I just don't care if it's a bit of a cost. A lot of people will pay that to go to a theme park. A lot of people will pay that to go to a movie these days. If you have a big family, like a family, you might pay that amount to go to a theme park or pay it in petrol. That amount of entertainment that I'll get for that digital copy, fair enough. But I still would like a digital disc copy. Now, they might do it, they might not. I think Rockstar will be telling. I think they will put it out eventually. It might be across 3 discs. You might have a data disc and then another disc. Could happen. But it'll be a lot of effort. I know it's a lot of effort. Obviously, I think that having options with disc is important. You need to look at how we interact with our media, how we interact with a disc copy these days. As I said, I'm looking at doing stuff on Kodi. I'm looking at doing stuff on a Raspberry Pi. This is an old Raspberry Pi 4. I just put some copper heatsinks and some thermal paste underneath it to keep it pretty cool. But this is a Raspberry Pi. I hate that it has micro HDMI. That just annoys the crap out of me. But hey, if I'm going to watch Breaking Bad and I just want to watch it through and that's my primary thing, I've got it ripped, I've got it on that hard drive, I can watch it. And realistically, if anyone comes to me and says, Jamie, you're not allowed to be doing that, that is not cooperative with Australian law, stop it, or we will sue you. I'd be like, hey, it's my own digital copy, I'm not distributing it, I'm not putting it out there, it's personal use, home use. It's like when you put music on an iPod from a CD. Technically, you weren't allowed to be doing that either. But as long as you're not pirating, putting it back out online, then you're fine. I don't think they're going to challenge it. But when I look at this now, I look back at my physical media collection because I love it being behind me. I missed it when I was doing those final videos. When I did the Sam Neill video, I missed it because a lot of people were saying that, hey, Jamie, my favorite movie is Event Horizon. Where is Event Horizon here? It's up in my collection somewhere. I have never watched Event Horizon. When I did Sam Neill video, I have never watched it. Now, I am planning a series for this relaunch. I am planning a series where I finally watched. I am planning to do a series of movies that I've never seen that are in my collection here. And the criteria for that is I really want them to be the 4Ks because I want to talk about the 4Ks. I will watch it and then I will say, hey, I finally watched Event Horizon. I will give you my take on it. I'll tell you if I thought it was good, if I thought it was bad, if I thought whatever. But I will tell you that because I want to do that aspect. I want to be able to say, hey, I am interacting with my collection. A lot of you have said there's stuff in my collection that has never been opened, that I've never seen, and I just bought. Like the Fast and Furious collection. I've watched up to Fast 5 back in the day. Obviously, these are all still sealed. But I've watched up to Fast 5 back in the day. I've never went beyond that. Now that I have the whole 4K collection, basically, I should really watch all of Fast and Furious. I should really watch it. I mean, they're just stupid fun movies. It's not like it takes a whole bunch of brain power like you... It's not like you're watching something that you need to concentrate on. It's not like I'm watching To Kill a Mockingbird. It's like, it's a silly, fun car movie. I mean, other than the first one. The first 2 or 3, Tokyo Drift is underrated. Sorry, but it just is. If you're watching the first 3, then it's a bit more concentrated. You have to make a bit more effort to understand, like, what's going on. But the plot, at a certain point, I mean, at one point they're driving tanks, one point they're in space. Like, I mean, come on. But when I look at this collection, I am looking at it as a extension of myself, but also something that I want to be interacting with more, but also if it's something that I'm going to be going to commonly, like Titanic. I've got the open map version from the 3D Blu-ray. I've got that on my Raspberry Pi as well because I have the 3D version. So I've ripped that, I've stitched it together, and I've got that whole Titanic in the open aspect ratio where it's taller and whatever. Now, obviously, it's not Cameron's preferred version, but it's more in line with the 70mm version, because there is a 70mm version of Titanic that was put out. So my understanding is Titanic 3D draws more from the 70mm version, but obviously if you have the Blu-ray, this is aspect ratio of 2... Is it 235 to 1? Is that what Titanic's aspect ratio is? If I can get it out of my Blu-ray collection, because it's really stuck in there. Sorry, I've put the shelf back the way they were, because when I had the gaps above it at my old place, I was getting annoyed with the gap. It was just getting annoying for me. And also I wanted to increase quantity. But it's 235 to 1. Am I right with that aspect ratio with Titanic? I think it's 235 to 1. Could be, yeah, it's 235 to 1. Yeah, on this one it says 235 to 1. If you can, I don't know if that's going to focus though. But either way, I can watch either version. I can watch this version, or I can watch the 3D version with open matte, or like 70mm version. And I think that's very important, because as we look at what's coming out on Blu-ray in possibly coming months, coming years, I do need to buy Scream 7. I do want to get Scream 7. I know a lot of people didn't like Scream 7. I obviously was one of the people who came on here and was kind of okay with it. I did a review about it. I actually enjoyed watching the movie. Some people really didn't like Scream 7. But I do want to add it to the collection. I've got a horror collection here somewhere. There's Scream up the top here. I don't know if you can see it. There's my Scream collection. They really need to put Scream 4 out on physical media. They really need to put Scream 4 on 4K Blu-ray. And then I obviously will get number 7. But also the Odyssey. I want to see what Christopher Nolan does. If Christopher Nolan doesn't put out the 70mm, the 1570 version with 143 to 1 on Blu-ray or 4K, I think I probably won't buy the 4K Blu-ray of the Odyssey. Honestly, if it's not that aspect ratio, then I'm not going to bother with it. Because the thing is, I want to see the Odyssey. Now, the way in Sydney is there is no 1570 projector in Sydney. There is no 1570 projector. You don't have the film projector, the actual reel-to-reel film, real film. You don't have that. You have a laser projection, which is the Sydney IMAX. You have laser projection. Now, say what you will, I haven't seen it at the Sydney IMAX. The tickets, they just... there's no tickets for that thing. I have looked, I have tried, I have looked weeks in advance, and I cannot get a ticket. But that's okay, because I will watch it in some form. I'm not going to go and watch it in a standard format where it's like cropped down from the top and bottom. I either watch it in the correct aspect ratio, or I don't watch it. And I think Christopher Nolan really needs to look at that, because if it's not out on physical media, a lot of people are not going to see his intended vision. If it's not out in the correct aspect ratio, then that's what will happen. Like, obviously, The Dark Knight has our IMAX scenes. I have watched it on the Sydney IMAX, so I have seen how it should look. It should look, and then obviously they do crop it a bit for the 4K Blu-ray. And any Blu-ray, any physical media release. So when you get that, I look at it and I'm like, if I was to buy the Odyssey, it should be more in line with what we got for, where is it here? It's somewhere here. Let me just find it. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, obviously, this was done more as a series because he went back and re-edited it to his liking, because the Joss Whedon version just didn't work for a lot of people. But it showed that people will watch an open aspect, the aspect ratio of this. I don't know if this is 133 or if it's 143. No, this one used 4:3, 133 to 1. So it's not 143 like the IMAX ratio. But either way, I like this version because it does show more of a taller image. It does work for a superhero movie as well. But with the Odyssey, I need to see it in its aspect ratio. If I can get to the Sydney IMAX and watch it in its aspect ratio, I will. But I just can't get a ticket for that thing. I also need to see the new Spider-Man, which is out today, or this week, because I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but it's out today while I'm filming this video. I'm filming this on Thursday. I'm probably going to wait till the 1st of August to post this. So you'll probably see this on Saturday. You'll probably see this on Saturday when I post it, or Friday. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I'll just drop it at some point. But yeah, I was overthinking the channel. I was looking like, oh, I should license licked music. I was looking at, hey, should I reinvent the channel? Reinvent the wheel, so to speak. Now, one thing I did do was take down all my other channels. I've done this before. Sorry, I have done it before. But I took down gaming, I took down life, and I took down sport. Jamie Toomey Sport, Jamie Toomey Gaming, Jamie Toomey Life. And I took down the videos on those, because honestly, if it's any video on there, I'm probably just going to migrate it at some point across to this channel or just refilm it. And yes, I know people say the original videos, you should make the original videos available. I will find a way to do it at some point. I just am going to merge everything back into Presents, because Presents is the mothership. It is the main channel. It is the channel. It's my channel. It should be my main focus. And as we move towards 5,000 subscribers, which is actually pretty cool. When I started this channel, I didn't think I was even going to have 1,000 subscribers. We hit that pretty fast. We hit 2,000 pretty fast. We hit 3,000 pretty fast. Then I went through a physical way and went through, what else did I do? I went from Jamie Toomey and then physical way, and then I went back to Jamie Toomey, and then, I don't know, I was going to do something else, but yeah, we've changed the name of the channel a couple of times. It kind of did hurt the channel, but also I've turned off monetization at the moment because I'm not doing these videos for money. I'm just doing them because I love it. And I think one thing that was... Sorry, this is going to be a longer video. It's my first video back, so I have a lot on my mind. Sorry, if you guys have issues with a longer video, that's fine. But I was relying on that monetization money. I was like, oh, I need to post a video a week because I want that extra little kick from YouTube where they say, you did good with this video. It hit 1,000, you hit 2,000, whatever. Here is a little bit of extra money for that. But now that I look at it, it honestly hurts my creativity. It says I have to make a video for the sake of making a video. Whereas, I don't know, I might post one a week, I might post one a month. I don't know. If I don't have a goal of like, hey, I need to get a bit of extra money there, sorry, because I don't know what's happening, been talking for a while, then I don't need to rely on it. I can go, okay, I feel like making a video. I just want to come on here and talk about Sony. I want to talk about anything. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't do well, fair enough. I don't care. But I just want to do it for love of the game, you know? I just want to do it for love of the game, you know? That's what I'm talking about. I come on here and talk about discs, and we talk about collector habits. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my collection. I'm looking at what I'm doing. Now, you might notice that I've merged some things back into my collection. Like, obviously, there was stuff I took out that I've put back in here. Some of the stuff I was originally going to sell, maybe back in this collection now, because I have decided not to sell it. My Star Wars collection is still gone, because I just don't care that much about Star Wars. And also, I bought that Blu-ray version of Star Wars as well. So, I mean, for me, the Blu-rays are okay, because I really only am watching 1, 2, and 3. Don't really care for the, what's that version called? The original trilogy. I don't really care for the sequel trilogy. I've got some sequel trilogy on 4K here. Don't care much, but I don't know. I think it's up there. Sci-fi up the top. But I am of the mindset that I'm figuring this out now. And I don't want to make trash. I don't want to make trash videos. I don't want to just come on here and say I collected it for the sake of collecting it. With Scream, I will watch Scream. With stuff that's in my collection, that's already existing in my collection, I should do a series of I finally watched, or I finally rewatched. You know, I've watched Kill Bill in the past. Where is Kill Bill? Somewhere along here. It's probably in the drama, actually. Where is my drama section? This is the thing with rearranging stuff, that things are all like different sections now. There's Kill Bill right in front. Now, I know they've done a final bloody version or whatever. I know they've done that version that Tarantino stitched together or whatever. But I only watched Kill Bill #1, Volume 1 back in the day. And for me, it wasn't the movie for me. I just didn't like it. And for the longest time, I didn't watch another Tarantino film outside of Pulp Fiction because of Kill Bill. I was like, I don't know, his vision is a bit different. Then I started lighting up when he did Django Unchained, and I watched Hateful Eight. So I started lighting up to Tarantino. Obviously, Reservoir Dogs is also in that conversation. I really like Reservoir Dogs. Jackie Brown is obviously really good. But for the longest time, I wasn't watching Tarantino films. And it's because of Kill Bill. Now I am planning to watch these as part of I finally watched or I finally rewatched. I'm going to do it. I'm going to rewatch them. I am going to watch all of it, because when I watched that one for the first time, I was a teenager. You know, a younger mind might not appreciate the artistic styles taken. And I know a lot more about like cinematography styles and shooting styles now. So it comes with being an ex-camera person. So, you know, I know a lot more about cinematography and that now than I did when I was a teenager. So giving these another chance, obviously watching number 2, which is a bit more like a Western from my understanding, or something like that, I should give it another chance, and then that could also tie into me playing Ghost of Tsushima, because I've been meaning to do that as well. As I said, been meaning to play Ghost of Tsushima. So, you know, that could tie into a whole thing of like, hey, I'm just going to do like that sort of thing for a month. Or, hey, I'm going to watch, what's something I haven't watched here? I know Lost Boys I haven't watched. It's somewhere up the top here in the horror. I think I put it up in the horror. Where is it? It would be under L, so it would be Lost Boys, there it is. Boom. I can still find stuff in my collection. But you know what I'm saying? This is a part of me again. It's back behind me. And I'm okay again. It's a bit smaller. Obviously, I've shrunk things down into boxes. I put more stuff into... I folded some stuff down. As people know, I've got stuff in boxes. Some people have problems with it. It's my collection. I can do whatever I want. Whatever, I do what I want. But I am happy. And that's the thing, I'm happy. I don't need to prove anything. I'm okay. I'm like, I don't need the monetization. I don't care. If it gets views, it gets views. If people want to hear me talk, they hear me talk. If they don't, fair enough. If people don't want to hear what I have to say, that's okay. That's fine. You don't have to do videos for everyone. You can just do videos because people who do want to hear it, want to hear it. People who don't want to hear it, won't hear it. And I am of the mindset that, hey, I'll just do stuff because I want to do it. I don't need to do it for money. I don't need to do it because I'm monetized. Now, I do have monetized available. I am a monetized channel. I have made money from doing the channel. But turning it off, I haven't made a cent in about the past month, or about the past month. I haven't made a cent for about a bit after that. I don't know. I haven't made a cent from this channel. Mainly because I've been on a hiatus. But also because, why should I? I don't need to make money. I just want to do it for love of the game. And also, like, if there are corporations out there that do watch my channel, like, I'm looking at Umbrella Video mainly. If there are channels out there who, well, not channels, but like organizations who do physical media and do want to reach out to me and talk to me, like, let's talk. Send me your latest release. Send me your latest 4K. Make it 4K so I can go in the collection and sit on a shelf. Send me your latest 4K. If Umbrella do a video like that come out, send it to me. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm not going to kiss your butt about it, but hey, if you do a new release, you obviously want a physical media's perspective on it, I'll give it to you. Now, I might get merged into this. I might have to do a bit faster because if I'm supplied with something, I should. But also, I'm okay with buying my own media. I don't mind. All of this was bought by me. I didn't get one single thing from this collection from someone else. I didn't get one single thing from here by saying, hey, I did something because I did a review and they gave me the movie. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I don't have partnerships. I did this because I wanted it in my collection. I think I've watched Gladiator on 4K. I've watched Gladiator before, obviously. I've watched Gladiator, Maximus. But I need to watch that, and then I need to watch a sequel. I think I've watched this on 4K. It's obviously open. I probably have watched it on 4K, but I should give that a rewatch, because, yeah, I want to watch the other one. And then with all this stuff with the Odyssey, I should watch Troy as well. I don't know if Troy's out on 4K. It might be. I don't know. But either way, I'm happy. And that's a segue. And Geraldo's here as well. Like, Geraldo's still here. I'm going to decrease my reliance on Geraldo. I know it's a puppet. I know a lot of people question my sanity with Geraldo. The whole Geraldo thing came about because I wanted to, like, make it a bit more fun, you know, talking about physical media, and especially for 30 minutes at this point, 30 minutes plus. It can get a bit repetitive. It can be a bit boring. So the whole, you know, silly draft thing that I got from Kmart with, it's a squeak toy for a dog. The whole Geraldo thing came about as kind of a joke of like, hey, let's just do a character. Like, it was meant to be my aggro, you know, my aggro's cartoon connection. If you know what it is, you know what it is. But it was meant to be that. But also, I want Geraldo to be here, but also, I don't want to, like, put it in every video. I don't want Geraldo to be in every video. I want it to be kind of like, hey, bring it out for certain things. If I'm doing a bit of a silly video, like a Muppets video or something, bring Geraldo in. Have a bit of fun with it. But it doesn't have to be in every video. Geraldo doesn't have to be there for all the time. But I am keeping Geraldo. Geraldo is still going to be here. It's still going to be in the channel. Geraldo is part of the fabric of this channel now. Geraldo is part of the channel. And I know a lot of people don't like that. But I'm not going to do it in every video. I am sane. I am perfectly sane. As I said, I did it as a character. I was looking at Aggro's Cartoon Connection. I was watching a lot of Aggro's Cartoon Connection. I'm looking at what Jamie Dunn did with Aggro. And that's what I tried to do with Geraldo. I was trying to kind of adopt a lot of what Aggro was, you know, adopt a lot of what Jamie Dunn did with Aggro, with bringing that character to life. But I'm not going to do it as much unless I have a reason for doing it. If it's something where Geraldo could maybe do a challenge, like, hey, this is the perspective on Kill Bill, maybe that would be a good one. Hey, and I do the voice for the Red, so if you ever wonder how I do with Geraldo voice, all I do is I just hold Geraldo and I do the high pitch like, hey Jamie, don't do that! I do that sort of voice for Geraldo. I actually do the voice. I can do it. But also, I don't want this channel to just become cartoon. I want to actually do proper physical media stuff. This is becoming a podcast at this point. Why am I talking for half an hour? But either way, just wanted to show you guys this collection. I'm not waiting till the end of August. I'm just doing it. I just don't care. Honestly, I know a lot of people think I care. I do care about physical media and I care about the community. I care about physical media community. But I just don't care about, like, hey, let's overcomplicate the channel. Let's put licked music in there. I might do it from time to time. I might license licked music, especially that Metallica, not Metallica, Motorhead. Did I say Metallica earlier? Motorhead. We are Motorhead. About to kick your ass. Because I can license that. That's pretty cool. I can license it. But also, why overcomplicate it? I am on licked, but I don't want to actually do it. I could put music on here. Or I could just sing the Spice Girls, even though that's a bit risky. I could still sing Spice Girls. Like, I could. With Geraldo. Tell you what I want, what I really want. I don't know. I don't know. We could also sing Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know. Are you guys bored of me hearing me yet? I've been talking for... The clock on my camera has been saying like about 36 minutes. Now, obviously, when I clean up the beginning and end, it'll be a bit shorter, but not too much. I just cut the beginnings and end, just top and tail it. And top and tail means cut a bit of the beginning and end, make sure it's clean in and then clean out. But yeah, 36 minutes of me just talking about physical media. But I haven't been on here in, like, what, since the Sam Neill video, but even before that, you haven't seen my physical media collection since probably April, because that's when I started, like, moving things across. Let me see if I can undo this without actually knocking the tripod real quick. I'll undo this. So yeah, I've got some old, like, disc things up here. I've just put some of the old DVD collection. Not my new DVD collection, not the ones that are in things. I'm talking about, like, old from, like, 2006 in these things. Now, they suck at keeping things, but the DVDs were kind of on the older side anyway. Some of them are already rotted. Some of them are pretty scratched up already. So I said, it's better than having them in nothing. It's better than having them in a box. Just put them in that. It kept them good for the longest time. I did have them in this for the longest time, but I've went back to that for the old stuff, because, not Blu-rays, but just older DVDs in my collection, because I just need the space. I've got some stuff up the top there. Obviously, a lot of my box sets. You see a lot of those box sets there. And down here, you see a lot of stuff. I've just got a clock there. And a lot of boxes down the bottom here. You can kind of see all the boxes. But yeah, got a lot of stuff in this now. I've got some TV shows over behind the lounge. I'll show you that at some point. I'm still kind of organising it. It's not complete yet. I'm still kind of trying to get a final look of the stuff that I like. I'm trying to actually get it in line with how I want it presented. And it's not perfect yet. There's a lot of DVDs in my collection that I just need to donate or get rid of. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a big cull of my collection. I'm going to do, like, hey, why do I have this? Why do I have that? But there's also stuff that I'll just fold down, like, hey, I do want to have this as a reference, or I do want to keep this DVD because it's an older version, or whatever reason. It's a backup copy if the Blu-ray ever gets damaged, or whatever reason. But I do need to do a cull of the collection at some point. I need to do a cull of the DVDs mainly, and decide why do I have Oprah's greatest hits in there and stuff like that. I don't know why the hell I bought Oprah, but I got it in there for some reason. I think I bought it for the Tom Cruise episode where he's jumping on the lounge. I think I bought it for that. I think that's the only episode I cared, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to get this for the Tom Cruise thing, because it was funny. I just wanted to have it in the collection and just say, I've got that moment on DVD. But 38 minutes now is a long time to hear me talk. I'll go to 40 minutes. I don't know if I need to do end screens. Do you think I need to do end screens on this thing? I honestly don't even really care about the end screens, honestly. I should do end screens. I mean, you guys can find all my videos. They're all in the thing. I also got rid of the categories on my channel. I also just made it one thing where you see all the videos, you see everything on there. Because I just got sick of having the main page where it was a mess. You'd have links to gaming, you'd have links to life, and you'd have links to sport, and you'd have links to blah. I just wanted everything in one place. Boom. Yeah, I might still do shorts on Instagram. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Instagram. I'm just kind of having a break from Instagram. I'm still doing stuff on the stories of just reposting stuff that I see on Instagram and like, or whatever. If it's something that's cool, or I want to support a creator, I'll share it. If it's something that I think's cool, yeah, There's the horror collection up there. Let's look at that horror collection. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Very nice. I'm just wasting time at this point. Why are you guys still watching? It's like, I should put on the Ferris Bueller kind of thing. And like, what are you still doing here? Go. But yeah, I will end on the whole thing of, I like that my physical media collection's in the back of me again. It's in the back of my frame. It's set back up. I have access to it again. It's moved. It's housed again now. It's here. And I like that I can actually browse it. Because that's one thing that I really love about the old school video shops. You can browse them. You can look at them. The whole thing here, you can look at it. It's cool. But sometimes I will just come in here and look at it. I'll just look at the collection and go, okay. Oh, Poltergeist. I haven't watched Poltergeist in a minute. I haven't even seen the 4K. And that's really stuck in there because I jammed these shelves packed. As packed as I could fit them. But yeah, if I haven't seen Poltergeist in a moment. Oh yeah, Poltergeist. That's a great movie. I haven't seen it on 4K. Oh look, it's still sealed. I should really watch that on 4K. I should get around to watching that on 4K. I might even do a series where I watch the 4K version of this. How did it compare to earlier versions I've seen? Does it bring a certain nostalgia? But also, I'm happy with my collection. I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied. I'm collecting PlayStation still. I don't know what this video is meant to be. I don't know how I'm going to title this video because I've talked about 17 different topics in this video. But who cares? Like, I'm not doing it for monetization or anything, or for views at this point. I'm just doing it for fun. And I'll do it for fun. I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It's YouTube. Who cares? People who do it get way too serious about YouTube. You've got to have editors and you've got to have all this stuff. Got to have all this stuff to make YouTube successful. No, you don't. You just need a microphone. I use the Rode... What is this? The Rode Wireless Go 2. It's plugged in with the receiver and stuff into the back of the camera. I just use like a standard thing, standard Apple plug, and just plug it in. And yeah, mine's a USB-C, so yep. And I use that. Got my iPhone filming, got a light behind the camera, and I'm good. My channel can do that on 3 things. You don't need a whole much to do YouTube. I see so many people overcomplicating things on YouTube. And also, I do still check out the smaller creators. I still check them out. I still keep an eye on the people who I've interacted with in the past. If I've interacted with your channel in the past and left a comment there, I'm probably still checking in on you, checking how the channel's going. But also, like, my message to smaller creators is that, hey, don't overthink it. And also, don't post 400 videos a day. Like, don't do it. Just do 1 video a week. Do something to focus in on, like, hey, I want to talk about this, but also have a bit of personality as well. Like, you've got to have a bit of personality with this stuff. Especially if you're doing, like, a YouTube video, you've got to kind of give people a reason to stay there. If you are a bit of a shy person, shy is okay as well, but just, like, say, hey, I'm shy, but also, you know, when I talk about this topic, I'm not shy because I know about the Fast and Furious, or I know about the Marvels, or whatever. Miss Marvel, whatever it is, the Marvels, whatever the movie was that everyone hates. But, you know, I know all about that movie, and people are wrong about that movie. The Odyssey should have had more Greek actors. I don't know, I haven't seen the Odyssey. I'm still trying to get that IMAX ticket. I'm never going to see that. I'm never going to see the Odyssey. They've sold that thing out completely. I'm never going to see that thing. That's never going to have a ticket available. But looking at this collection, I am satisfied. I'm happy. I'm really happy. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. When you're having a peace, you're happy. You're okay. I lost a cousin a year ago. Like, a lot of people know this story. I lost a cousin a year ago. And for a while I struggled. I really, really struggled. And obviously a lot of stuff happened. I obviously can't talk about too much, but like, I was not in a good place after my cousin. I was not in a good place. But also, I look at healing. I look at how healing works. I look at, hey, just because, obviously diagnosis. I've talked about my diagnosis on other platforms. I talked about how I have been diagnosed with like autism. I have been diagnosed with ADHD. And I have aspects of PTSD, though not the full diagnosis. I have aspects of it. So there has been diagnosed partially, but not fully. And I look at that and I'm like, okay, there's a lot that a person carries. And you don't know what happens behind the scenes. You don't know what happens behind the scenes. So often you look at someone and you don't know what's happening behind the scenes with them. And I think I made a video back then around it when my cousin passed. Like, I think it was called like Struggling During Grief or something. I think I called it something like that. I don't know if it's still up. I haven't checked. I may have deleted it. I haven't watched that video back. It's hard to watch back because it's the most emotionally raw I ever was on this channel. And a year after the fact, like, I've got his name tattooed on my wrist here. If you ever wonder what that tattoo is, that's his nickname. But I look at that and I look at, okay, how do we grow? How do we learn? I mean, there are a lot of people who don't learn from mistakes. They don't learn from what happened. After my whole thing with my cousin being gone, I wasn't coping. I don't like to say he had a breakdown or anything. I don't like to say that word. But there was issues. I definitely was not myself. I definitely was coming from a hurt position of, hey, my cousin's gone. Well, how is that fair to the world? And obviously, now a year after the fact, I look at it and I'm like, it still hurts, but also I look at, hey, I wasn't diagnosed at the time. I look at it as, hey, now that I have this diagnosis, now I can use my diagnosis to raise awareness. I can actually be cool and be like, hey, this is what undiagnosed autism could look like. This is what undiagnosed ADHD could look like. There is a lot of aspects where you don't know what it is because you are undiagnosed. Nobody's ever told you this is what it is. And then when someone diagnoses you, it's a bit expensive. It's a bit of a pricey thing if you're, yeah, it's a bit of pricey. But I said, yeah, I need to get diagnosed. I need to know what's going on inside my brain because you need to look after it. And that's why I just don't care about like doing monetization and that anymore. I just don't care. I just want to do it for love of the game, you know? I just want to do it because I care. Because that's the thing. A lot of people do things that they don't care about for whatever reason, because they get paid, because they get money, because whatever. They do a lot of things for entertainment, as a joke. Who knows why people do things. But also, I want to do this because I love it. I want to do physical media talking about physical media, or come on here and absolutely tear down Sony for what they're doing at the moment. Because I love Sony, I am a Sony gamer, and I don't like what they're doing. Or I come on here, which is an old pastime, and I pull this off the shelf, and I diss Terminator 2, because Cameron needed to do better with this one, and he didn't. And he can fix it, that's the thing. Every time I talk about Terminator 2 on this channel, it's as a critique for James Cameron, from a physical media collector, but also as a massive fan of the film who grew up watching this, saying, James Cameron, we love you. We love you as a director. Nobody's knocking you as a person. We love that you do all this exploration of the sea. It's pretty cool that you went to the bottom of Mariana Trench and filmed it with cameras. That's pretty cool. Is it Panasonic cameras? You went down with Panasonic cameras? Pretty cool. It's great that you did Avatar. Like, I've also bought the third Avatar since I did these, since I also did the thing. I haven't actually shown it on camera, but I might have. Actually, I might have shown it on camera. But I've also got the third Avatar. I went out and bought the steelbook imported from America. Because, you know what? I actually did like the movie. I liked it when I watched it digitally. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it digitally and I'm going to watch it. But it's also telling James Cameron, hey, Jurassic Park went back and fixed up certain issues. Now it's still not the best version of Jurassic Park, from my understanding. I need to go back and watch Jurassic Park. The two versions of it. I want to watch the 2018 4K and also the, where did I put Jurassic Park? It's somewhere in here. I think I might have put it in the action. Yeah, it's Jurassic Park over here. I put it in the action for some reason. But I've got two versions of Jurassic Park. I've got the original 2018 4K and I've got the updated with Dolby Vision 4K. Now I have one that can play the, I have a player for UB 4K, Panasonic UB 4K 820. I think it's UB 820, the code. But I have that player. I can play Dolby Vision. So I want to test it out. But every time I talk about stuff like that, like, hey, I want to see better, it's telling James Cameron that I will go and buy this movie again. If it's done right, I will buy it again. I will support you as a creator. I do believe in creative vision. But I also believe that there are certain aspects that directors need to stop tinkering with older stuff. Stop tinkering with their work. If it worked for the longest time, why change a thing that people loved? And that's my critique, as well as what, what's his name? George Lucas did with Star Wars. That was my critique of Lucas. Like, why change it now? I know there was divorce things there with Harrison Ford. I know there's other issues about Harrison Ford couldn't get money from the original movie or something because it was part of his settlement. So as a new movie, it can be given to Harrison Ford or something. I know there's some weird legal thing around it. I've read into it a bit. But also, I've waited for 10 minutes longer than I was supposed to go. I do want to see versions preserved. And going back to what this video is core about, I think things need to be on a disc. I think when Sony puts out a game or a studio puts out a game, make the whole thing available on a disc. Put it on a disc. Make the whole disc playable from that disc without an internet connection, without a day one patch, without a login or whatever. If it's on a disc, let me play it. I give you the money to buy a game. I'm paying for a service. Let me interact with your service. And the reason why I kind of am looking at the Breaking Bad thing is I own it. So I put it on a hard drive. It's obviously for my own personal interaction. It's not for anyone else's interaction. It's only for mine. I can watch Breaking Bad that way. If I want to watch Breaking Bad back, which I am also going to do it for Better Call Saul and watch that as well. I'm going to watch both back to back and then also El Camino. I'm going to watch them again. Been meaning to do a watch through of those for a while again. Because I watched them back in the day. I've watched Breaking Bad. With Breaking Bad, I didn't watch it when it was airing. I watched it about a year after the final episode aired or something. I think I watched Breaking Bad in 2016 after it had finished. And then Better Call Saul I watched week to week when it was coming out. I was watching Better Call Saul weekly. I also watched El Camino when it dropped. But yeah, I am a fan of physical media. Evidently. And I've talked for 50 minutes. Because I love it. And I just want to talk. I love hearing myself talk. Bit of a narcissist. Nah, I'm not a narcissist. I don't think so. That's what all narcissists say. Anyways, Geraldo, am I a narcissist? Am I a narcissist? I mean, Geraldo doesn't think I am, I don't think. He's not saying anything. I'm the only one here. And he's not talking to me. I don't know. We're just being silly at this point. We should end this video. How do we end this video, guys? We've done 50 minutes, or 51 minutes, or whatever time we're up to. Yeah, I don't know how this channel's going to be. 50-minute video for you if you've been craving a Jamie dose and haven't got it for the past couple of weeks. The Sam Neill video, I did talk a bit about the Sam Neill movies I love. Rest in peace, Sam Neill. Very important actor to Australia's film and TV scene. I did see the Alec Baldwin tribute and I felt that borderline was a bit too much about him. About Alec Baldwin, I mean. But also, and like, it seems like someone who worked with him who's trying to remember him, but also he had to put a bit of himself in there because, I don't know, that's just how Alec Baldwin is, I guess. But also, I did, my video was kind of different because I was remembering for what he delivered to the scene. Obviously, he's a Kiwi, so we kind of stole him from New Zealand in Australia. We kind of stole him. We do that a lot. We steal a lot of actors from overseas. We stole Russell Crowe from New Zealand. We stole Mel Gibson from, I believe, Mel Gibson was born in New York, wasn't he? And then we stole him for a bit, and then we kind of adopted him in Australia. Like, he's ours. Like, we tried to do it with John Travolta as well. Like, John Travolta loves Australia, and Australia loves John Travolta. Also, we did it with Pink. We kind of stole Pink from the US. Like, there's a reason why Pink always comes to Australia, because we consider her, like, royalty in Australia. Like, everywhere else in the world, she's Pink. She's massive. But when she comes to Australia, it's like the Queen's visiting. It's like, oh, Pink's in Australia. We need to go and see Pink. She's so cool. We need to see Pink. Like, Pink is on a different level in Australia. We kind of stole her as well a lot from America. Like, she loves Australia, and Australia loves Pink. But also, this is what I mean about Sam Neill. Like, Sam Neill was Australian in a lot of people's minds. He was a Kiwi, but in a lot of ways, he was honorary and Australian. He was ours. He was homegrown in a lot of ways. He grew up in our film scene. We watched him grow before Jurassic Park. We've seen him we've seen him grow over the eras. A lot of people have seen him grow. I talk about Bicentennial Man. Bicentennial Man is a very underrated movie. Event Horizon, I do have to watch Event Horizon. The Dish is also a very underrated movie. I really love Dish. That Dish out in parks in New South Wales that broadcast the moon landing. That's still there. It's still standing in parks. And the movie around it is Sam Neill playing one of the people who worked at that facility back in the day. But I've talked for 54 minutes, apparently, from my iPhone, what my iPhone's telling me. Maybe a bit less because I'm going to cut top and tail, but that's what the numbers are telling me. So let's end it. 54 minutes is a long time to hear someone talk. If you got to the end of the video, tell me in the comments you watched the whole video, and I'm not going to put time codes because I can't be bothered putting time codes. And I know why people don't put time codes, watch the whole video, but also, like, they put those spikes on the videos now where you can actually see, like, oh, people jump to this point. Like, you can actually see where people are watching. But also, if you watch the whole video, like, tell me what you thought. I don't know, it's the first video I've done in weeks, and it's the first video I've done in months in front of my physical media collection, so I just wanted to mark the occasion. But yeah, I've talked about everything and anything in this video, haven't I? Have I covered all points? Have I covered all points? I did go to the Sours and buy a couple of things the other day, by the way. Do you want to see those before I go? I'll end on that point, if you want. Let's just do it, because it's my channel. I can do whatever I want. I can make this video 10 hours long if I wanted to. That's the fun thing. I can do whatever I want on this channel. Especially without monetization, especially because I don't monetize it now. I can literally just talk about whatever. Do you want to see the CDs? I don't know if I want to show the CDs. I'll show the CDs, but keep an open mind, because there's one CD in here I kind of bought for the lols and also like the nostalgia, but also I'm kind of hesitant about, like, am I going to listen to it, or am I just buying it for a joke, or just to, like, have it available? Now, obviously, I bought Alien Ant Farm. This is that Smooth Criminal. I love that song, Chris. A lot of people know that Michael Jackson loved that version, apparently, from what we've heard. I don't know why I bought Chris Brown Crawl. I don't know. I just bought it because the cover looked okay. Don't necessarily agree with Chris Brown. Some of the stuff Chris Brown does is, yeah, problematic, to say the least. Black Eyed Peas, Shut Up, bought that because I buy a lot of singles. I like singles because it actually is a standalone, like, copy. You know, I like a lot of singles. Tina Arena Chains, you know, a lot of people just know Tina Arena for that one song. You know, that one song that Tina Arena sings. I think I've heard it a long time ago, but it's not something that instantly comes to mind of, like, I can sing it word for word, or I know if it came on the radio. I could know Tina Arena, I know the voice, but, like, I know it's a weird thing for an Australian not to be all over Tina Arena, but also, like, I'm a different generation of, like, I'm a millennial. I'm a different generation. Shakira, whenever. Is it whenever, wherever? Yeah. Just because I haven't seen that on single form in a long time. Mariah Carey, Against All Odds. That is, yeah. This one isn't really a CD thing for me. I bought Usher My Way. It is 2 disc. It's got a live version of stuff in there. And it's also got the CD. So there's 2 versions of the disc in there, I think. It's, yeah, it's 2 versions. So yeah, there's actually 2 discs. And I need to actually I'm going to fold that down into a sleeve because I want them discs not sitting on top of each other. I'll do that one last. Well, actually, no, I'm going to do that one next just because this one is weird. Do I show it? Did you catch it? Now, I don't necessarily agree with R. Kelly. I don't agree with him. I think he's kind of where he belongs at the moment. I'm saying that right now. But Bump and Grind, like, I know it's about Aaliyah. I know. When I listen to Bump and Grind now, I'm like, oh shit, this is about Aaliyah. Like, you know, I know that. Like, I'm aware of the context of these songs. But also, if I'm ever going to make a video about the history of rap and who R. Kelly was and what his position was before everything broke out, I might need to refer to songs on this album about, like, learning from, like, the past, you know? It's the same reason why I might buy, like, Puff Daddy and the Family or whatever album. It's the same reason I might buy that, because, yeah, you can say what you will, but to ignore history is to repeat it. I believe in learn from the history. Let's look at it. Let's see what was on this album. I haven't listened to the whole album in full in a very long time. I know Bump and Grind, obviously. A lot of people know Bump and Grind. We know what the context is around it now. But yeah, I'll finish on that one. I also got a Fat Joe album. I had this one a long time ago, but I threw out the cover, and I think I've got a better version. This one's a bit scratched, but I think I have a disc version from my old collection, which might be less scratched. I got a Mariah Carey album. I wonder why I bought, yeah, I think I've bought this about 10 times at this point. Every time I see a Mariah Carey album, I'm more likely to pick it up. But yeah, Mariah Carey, just a self-titled album. You know, it's got Vision of Love on it. What else is on here? Yes, the self-titled album. You know, this is like the first one she ever did, 1990. Jeez, 1990. That's when Tommy Mottola would have been producing her first husband. And yeah, if you know about Tommy Mottola, you know about Tommy Mottola. This one had a $1 label on it, but I paid like $2.50 because Obviously, that's an older store. CDs have went back up now because people are actually interacting. This is Emotions. You know, Emotions is a great song. I actually love Emotions. Like, great album. I think that's a very underrated Mariah Carey album. A lot of people look at her latest stuff like Fantasy. Like, a lot of people look at that as the best Mariah Carey album. Or also the one that where she did Touch My Body and that. Like, a lot of people look at those albums. But, you know, Emotions is pretty good. You know, that high-pitched scream she does. I've got a Bob Marley and the Wailers Roots of a Legend because it also has a DVD in there, and I also wanted it. I bought it for the CD, but I really bought it for the DVD live in concert. That's just the CD portion. That is just the CD portion. I'm going to show you the DVD portion I bought as well. And then we'll end this video because I've went for over an hour now. And I think hearing someone talk for over an hour is a bit tedious. This one's still sealed from Big W, but it's Def Leppard Hysteria. So obviously it might be a live version of Hysteria. Pretty cool. I saw Def Leppard play live, actually. God's Gun, Lee Van Cleef and Jack Palance. Yep. Guess Who with Bernie Mac? I have this one, but it's in a compilation of stuff. So I bought that one just standalone. Wonder Boys. Never seen it, but I mean, I've heard a bit about it. It looks alright. It's a winner of an Academy Award, so I should have it in the collection. These, they do fold down, by the way. Tricked Out Fast and Furious collection. Now, I do have Fast and Furious on 4K, but obviously these older DVDs, when it has a cool cover and it's the Tricked Out edition, like, I'm going to pick it up because it's just cool to have in the collection. Critical Condition, Richard Pryor. A bit faded on the spine, but also, like, Richard Pryor, like, yeah. Crash, decent movie. I haven't watched it in a moment, but, like, I remember watching it back in the day when it first dropped, and I actually liked the movie. It's a very at the movie. I'll finish on this one. I obviously bought The Grudge too. I think I already have this on DVD, but also it's sealed. You know, when I see a sealed thing at the salvos, I'm always going to, like, buy it because it's cheap enough, if it's cheap enough and it's something. Love Guru, the one where Mike Myers' career kind of started going downhill. I think after that, a lot of people were reluctant to cast Mike Myers, but, you know, Love Guru, I mean, it's still a character that Mike Myers is in. It's got Vern Troyer in it as well, obviously. But I haven't watched the Love Guru in Yonders. I haven't watched it in a very long time. And then this one is an import. I have watched it before, a very long time ago, but Don't Be a Menace. Don't Be a Menace to South Central while you're drinking your juice in the hood. And it's also got a little chapter thing in it, so it's pretty cool. Like, I just wanted to have this because it is one of those movies that is very early Wayans Brothers, you know? Obviously, Wayans Brothers are back making scary movies. I need to watch that new scary movie. I have not watched the new scary movie. But the Wayans Brothers are back making movies again, and it's good to see the Wayans Brothers at least doing stuff. I know you don't have to like the movie, but it's just great to see the Wayans Brothers, you know, back on screen together, especially with Scary Movie, because that was kind of taken away from them. If you know the story about how that went down, you know, basically my understanding is that Harvey Weinstein might have been involved in that process of, like, Scary Movie 3 being taken away from the Wayans Brothers. But either way, I've talked for an hour. Let's end it. Let's end this torturous video of talking about everything and anything. Yeah, so if you liked the video, like, subscribe, drop a comment, follow my Instagram, Jamie Toomey Presents. I do not have a TikTok anymore. I have deleted my TikTok. It is scrubbed from existence. I'm not going back to TikTok. I don't care about TikTok. I'm still bitter that they took away my 1800 follower account back in the day. I'm still bitter about that. And then when I went back, I was like, you know, do I want to try to make this platform important to me again, or do I just keep using Instagram? And the thing with Instagram is I can put stuff on my stories of concerts I go to, and then I can put on the main page of, hey, I want to post a picture, or I want to do this. So I can do something completely different. And that's why I'm going to continue using Instagram, and why I've deleted my TikTok. So yeah, there's that. Do you guys want end screens? Should I put end screens? I'll put end screens. I'll just stand in the middle here, and we'll put end screens. There. Watch all the end screens. I don't know. I'm just doing this for fun. I don't know. Do you want me to stare you down? I'll stare you down in that lens there. I'll stare you right down right there. But yeah. Watch the end screens. I don't know. Tell me what you want, what you really want. I don't know. Enjoy.